How goes it? I was going to show you some clips to go along with this video, but I don't have time and I just want to get my thoughts and opinions out there. And shout out to the new subs that have found me through algorithm, through recommendations, hashtags, whatever it is. Thank you. I hope you like what I have to say. Enjoy your stay. By all means, comments in the section down below. I don't moderate. I'll only moderate something if it's completely out of hand or spam. Otherwise, feel free to have a cordial discussion in the comments below. But shout out to you all there. But United, what in the actual fuck is going on over there? Like, you still had decent players against a B/C string Newcastle United team, players who hadn't played all year pretty much, and losing 3-0 at home at Old Trafford. And the Newcastle fans were singing, you know, Old Trafford is falling down, you know, whatever it is, Old Trafford is falling down. They were singing it like the City was over the weekend. How the mighty have fallen. Not so much fallen, but man, by the standards of United, I mean, what, 6, 7, 8 losses in 15, 16 games, whatever it is? That's insane. You've lost half your matches. You haven't drawn. It's either a win or a loss. Pretty sure. If not, I stand corrected, but that is a very, very bad run of form. And Ten Hag now is basically at a crossroads. Does he leave on his own and say, yeah, I can't do this, I'm out of here, see you later, bye? Or does he stay on and try and do what he can and fix things effectively? And I've seen a lot of people make comparisons where Ten Hag's been here for almost, this is his second season now, so he's brought in players that he wanted to, Amrabat and Anthony and the like, obviously Casemiro having come in, Onana in goals, so he has brought in some players of his own choosing. I don't know if Casemiro was his or not. I think he came in last year. Probably was. Anyways, beside the point. He's brought in his players not to play the Ajax way or whatever way he said he was going to play, but to play whatever they're playing right now, which is absolute, you know, trash. They may still jag a result here and there, like we saw against, was it Bournemouth or Sheffield or Brentford, whoever it was, the 2-1, the McTominay show in injury time. First time they ever won a game by scoring 2 goals in injury time. That's an amazing stat for Manchester United, especially a team that went through, you know, that were the team that was known for Fergie time. Unbelievable stuff. But anyways, they can still jag a result. But lately, the way they play, if they go a goal up, you'll almost say the next team is going to score 2 just for fun, like straight after. Like it has happened, like Galatasaray, one being an example. And it's almost a case of what now for the players and Ten Hag, because some people want Ten Hag to stay. Mark Goldbridge says, what's the point of sacking a manager now? It's going to be the same cycle again. New manager comes in, they'll lift a little bit, he'll bring in his players, he'll shift old players out. The same management remains with the Glazers and whatnot. Obviously, the Jim Ratcliffe takeover, but apparently if that's still happening, but nothing changes. And the second, third year, down he goes again. So what's the point of bringing him in? Whereas people like Terry from the Football Terrace, I've also seen Saeed, he's come out as well, Saeed TV, was it Flex, and basically they're like, Ten Hag, see you later, goodbye, be gone, like we don't want you anymore, you're absolute trash, and take your shit ass former Ajax players with you. Well, again, who comes in thereafter? That's the question. Who comes in once you sack a manager? It's like with Liverpool, they were thinking like, was Klopp going to leave? Is Klopp going to go? Who would replace him after we had our shit season where we finished, what was it, 6th or 8th or something? Or maybe it was last season when we crept up to 5th. But he stayed on, got his players, and now we look like a purring machine. Shout out to my boy Darwin Núñez. A cracking goal. After being jigged for a poor touch, he recovered it and said, fuck yous, I'm putting this straight over the goalkeeper. And it wasn't like the Suarez goal against Stoke. I think that was in the EFL Cup as well, in the was it 13-14 or 14, yeah, 12-13 or 13-14 season, but like, man, he just took it out on the left, cut inside and just bent it into that inside netting, and he just rolled inside. That was a Suarez goal, but Núñez said, fuck it, cut inside, bang straight over the top. Silenced the home fans of Bournemouth, and we went home with 3 points. Granted, Bournemouth, that too many team starting with B, they were pretty good. They had chances themselves. On a different day, maybe one of those would have gone in. Kelleher had to make a few saves. Kwanzaa was fantastic. And we started with 5 or 6 changes, and then gradually more first-team players came on. Soboslai started, Salah was on, and then you see people like Nunez come on, and Trent dropped in and things like that. So some players did come in and do a job. Matip as well came on. If it didn't start already, I can't remember for sure. But in any case, basically we did well. So for a team like Liverpool, who were thinking about maybe sacking a manager last season, there were murmurs about it. Even we were thinking like, okay, but who's going to come in and take over from Klopp? Like, yes, there's a foundation, there's a basis there. It maybe would be easier to bring someone in or promote someone like a Pep Linders to that position if he were to stay on, as an example, let's just say. But for United, there's no identity, there's no style, there's nothing there. So what are you going to do? New manager comes in, are we going to play a completely different way? Now these players who've just spent a year and a half, almost a year and a half, playing under one manager and his way, they're going to have to now scrap all that and play whatever new style of football the new manager wants to play, with different players, with different tactics, with different positionings. Because just because you're a midfielder, yes, you may be better in one position, but you may be asked to float around, or you play left even though you're on the right side, or whatever it is, depending on what this manager's trying to do. So there's a whole bunch of changes and shit that happens as well. And at the moment, United got bigger problems. They need to just... I saw a crazy stat. Do I still have it up here? I saw an absolute crazy stat. I can't believe this is a legitimate stat. Check this out. Goals from their forwards. Liverpool second, 19 goals from their forwards. Brighton, Man City, Arsenal, Tottenham, Brentford, Chelsea. I don't know how Chelsea have got 10 goals, but sure. Man United, 1. 1 goal has been scored by one of their forwards in the Premier League. That is unbelievable. That is unbelievable. What is this tweet here? Breaking. There is increasing unrest among a number of Manchester United players among the team's plight this season. Dressing room sources have told Manchester Evening News doubts were growing over Ten Hag's management, and there is simmering resentment among certain players towards teammates. Some players are also unimpressed with the general direction of the club as its strategic review enters 12 months. What is this, Samuel? 603 followers. Holy shit. Apparently that's the case. I mean, I don't know, man. Could be just talk, but that is a damning stat. 1 goal scored for Manchester United. 1 goal in the Premier League scored by one of your actual forwards. That's not a midfielder or a defender. That is insane. That's absolutely wild. So you can see United not faring that well. And this video's gone on for way too long, but Manchester United, 3-0 loss at home to Newcastle. The holders of the Carabao Cup are out of it. And for Ten Hag now, what happens? Does he stay on? Does he have the backing of the board? Because we know when he's got full support of the board, that normally means you're walking the plank and you're just waiting, to poke you with their sword and have you jump off. Like, we'll see what happens. But imagine being a Man United fan right now. Some of the United fans have just lost all hope. They're just like, yeah, whatever, I don't care anymore. And when you don't care about your football team's performances and shit like that, that's when you know you've pretty much careened down. The only way is up from there.